I love this guy.
It sends a shiver down my spine to hear members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective.
I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that it sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something.
We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo, cunningly.
Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll put them mercilessly against each other.
In Mortal Kombat. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other.
Alright then. Alright. Oh, so juror 2 and the old dude. Objection! Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning.
A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel?
Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
Oh boy. My, whatever do you mean, sir?
Oh, they're both curs. I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. Oh my gosh, he's pacing. Look at that animation. There's at least one fact of which we can be sure here. Gosh, he's actually really cute.
I know, I was gonna say.
The bookshop receipts found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
The old man. Yes, we were all aware of this. This poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection! Can we really be sure of that, madam?
My, whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
My goodness, you mean?
That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba.
Are you really
the father?
That the person in the green overcoat, whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes?
I think Athena died. Oh.
Was the jolly old gentleman.
Avalon finally texted.
Oh, what did she say?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Something last second came up and I didn't have my phone on me for most of the day. I'll make sure I text you if I can't make it in the future, but I totally spaced it today. So I let her know it was fine.
Yeah.
It was a jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench who was here with me today.
Yes, it was. You fool.
She's gonna get the whip snap.
Hey, Winnie, you want to say hi? Say hi, Winnie. Ah! Don't click buttons, Winnie. No, don't mute either. That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat familiar build to the victim.
Hey now.
Well, look at that.
My goodness me!
Sorry. You need to pee?
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming out there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago.
And what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say about me? It was a crime for the elderly to walk in the streets these days, Is it a crime to slip on ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it?
Hold it.
Hold it.
I love her.
She's like,
My lord, I do hope we won't cause any inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call a verdict of not guilty.
boop, 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 doggy, doggy, doggy. Thank you.
And I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well...
Yes, it is. Stop that.
Yes, it is. In fact, you'll be arrested for it now.
Man, look at that. Look at that beautiful animation. Winnie, stop crying.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. That was wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It's strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and he will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make him stop doubting Mr. Natsume.
The road.
We might be able to tip the balance completely.
The road worked ahead.
Yeah, sure
That's
hope it
exactly what we've got to do. Van
Yeah.
Sykes is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. Oh,
He can read
Darkham
minds
brooding
now.
in the corner.
Fell asleep.
Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please.
Percy's fell asleep. It's getting like sunrise at this point. Yes, my lord.
Freaking vampire.
It's that dude. And then
Yeah, but who would he contradict?
that dude.
Oh,
Bulkhead.
it was, yeah, he would contradict.
Bulkhead. I don't even know what to call him.
Jeez, Susato, calm down.
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another.
I'm just gonna keep it a running gag whenever I sneeze. It's Susato having allergies.
You stop
At
that.
odds, counsel. Explain yourself. Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3?
Oh, me, sir. Well, what do you mean?
Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implication of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this local bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Mearscombe Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mearscombe Street and down Briar Road.
Oh, yes, of course. Why do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back home to his lodgings. Or back to his lodgings.
Yes, I suppose he must have.
I suppose they must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now that he had no choice.
My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. Yes. I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man is guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened.
It's even.
What you, sir?
Who? Me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say. Boom.
Oh my goodness, it's so asymmetrical.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that summation examination is concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it not guilty, they say. Which means we have no longer a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Thank you, Santa Claus. Objection!
Objection, Santa Claus.
Objection, Santa Claus. Break it. No, he's gonna throw it. He broke it!
But it's child or trollish
Pulls
to
out a
me.
whiteboard.
One of my hollowed Catholic
Callous
moments. Yeah, callous moments after raising an objection. Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks? Can I help you?
Gonna
Referred earlier.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credit these jurors with describing them as insightful.
Don't gotta roast the whole jury.
Yet, we have witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by Eastern entertainer.
What kind of entertainer?
He likes to roast his food before he eats it.
Oh my gosh!
That's right, I like to roast you before I freaking suck your blood. Whatever do you mean?
Objection! Stop roasting people! I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was doubting carrying the road as he claimed. I believe he said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement in which you have excavated.
That's right. It took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance 2 yards represents?
It doesn't matter. He can't walk through. Okay, whatever. Well,
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
less than 2 meters. That's not much at all.
In other words, the distance readily valued by anyone of vigor.
Why is he vaulting roadwork, though? Why would he do that? Just walk around, like every other person who walked around.
Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What?
And you, Panchas, or sign of. I can't read today. It's getting late. And your perchance agents assigned to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works.
Wait, I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. Oh, sorry, no coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time.
The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
Is that true, is it?
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy, this is going to be a mouthful. An incontrovertible truth is that the books it's just purchased by accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings.
Sorry, I was accidentally holding down X.
You're
No, wrong button.
And
No, wrong button.
we just missed a bit. There can be doubt that on his way back to his belonging, Mr. Natsume walked down the Briar Road.
Ugh, crushed in a single sentence.
And, old man, cold man, you can talk?
Look at his eyes.
Oh, you hurt his feelings.
You could say around 5 o'clock on that day in the question you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was the suspicious look of the Nibbonis behind you at the time?
How would he know?
Right.
Oh, I can't say I remember.
You don't remember?
How about a wager, my learned friend? You say this old man that the accused saw. I would lay down 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Can you prove my proving wrong? Ah!
Is his knee like next to the edge of the table?
Lord Van Zykes, explain yourself.
My lord?
If you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination?
He's a jerk.
I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he had no doubt came from.
Stop, Winnie.
I wanted to see for himself how the opinion of jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel.
Woo!
He
Oh
throws
my
the
gosh!
cape.
He
So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
Are you kidding me? It's just begun.
What are you talking about?
My lord.
He tossed off his cape last one. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, look at his
The
point!
prosecution requests permission to call its next witness to the stand.
Gosh, he's so beautiful. He's
Granted.
beautiful.
Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. I'll be honest, I feel like half of this case is just us fawning over the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to be honest, I kind of felt like something off with the deaf man in the green coat, and now I know.
It's next witness.
Mr. Naruto, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Then show me them. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I am afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
Alright, no matter who Van Sykes brings into the stand as his witness, and no matter what they say, I'll believe in myself.
How close will the camera get?
Yes!
How close
Oh,
will
come
the
on.
camera get?
How close are you gonna get to his...
Oh.
Starting now.
Okay, I have 30 minutes before I
I
have to go.
believe it's Sosuke-san. I know he's innocent.
Okay. So 30 minutes, you said, Charisma?
Yeah, 30 minutes, and then I gotta start packing. My mom told me I had to do an hour of packing. I didn't do that yet.
Oh, rip.
Okay. Sorry we're keeping you up so late.
Yes,
No,
I
no,
am.
no. I would have been
Well,
up late. So.
sorry I'm keeping you both up so late.
Yeah, but...
Are you kidding me?
I
It's like
offered
9
for
o'clock
Avalon.
Arizona time.
I offered Avalon to join us. But she's like, sorry, helping troubleshoot with my mom.
Rip.
So she's like, alright, next time.
And I'll keep believing to the very end.
Oh, look at those eyes.
Until this battle is over.
Determination.
Honestly, tomorrow morning I'll probably just draw us like fawning over the guys.
Oh my
Look, it's
gosh.
Rapunzel!
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for art.
I call the cute girl.
Hold on.
Is that cute eating his like chin strap?
No, he's like, I'm sorry, all I saw was a goat.
He's eating his chin strap.
He's a horse!
He's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's adorable.
Okay, blue eyes, blonde hair. Blue eyes, blonde hair. Just kidding.
Uh-oh.
I think they're
Oh.
siblings. That hat does not look real.
Wait a minute. Athena, could you
Oh.
pull up the picture again?
Oh my gosh.
She's not as stout as the other lady, though.
Yeah, no.
No,
But if she was wearing a costume.
pull up the photo of where the lady was on the ground.
Oh. I think the girl's a little skinny. I mean, skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not. I'm not calling anybody fat, but like.
Alright, anything you want to look at?
Okay, so
Naruto's calling people fat.
they both, the man and the woman, have the same hairstyle. Bobs with bangs.
Ah, so it's a guy.
So look at the photo very closely and then look at the next photo.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe, but
Look
like.
how similar.
It's a different blonde. Maybe. Cold Stove will no rolly bite, sir. Nothing to report in the streets, sir.
Oh my gosh! Look at him. He's
Sleepy
so cute.
boy. And
I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's.
Yeah,
Oh, still.
yeah. Did you want to
I'll
go?
steal her. Yeah. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife.
Aww.
Oh, they're such a cute
Aw.
couple. If they end up being the murderers, I'll be sad. What's
His
the
wife.
story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long.
I think the wife did it.
Oh. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. Oh my gosh. Good night, Rolly. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. world.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually.
My dog just sounded like a motorcycle.
Indeed. Apart from the rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses, pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check the meters that are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. That's why I'm a lawyer.
But it goes without saying, policemen's primary duty is the apprehensions of criminals. Even when he's off duty, it's constable and expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London, Bobby is the man of honor.
No.
It reminds me of a cute goat.
And
Yeah.
man of slumber. Got him. Got he.
On the day of question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and their witness indicates incidents as it occurred. Is it not correct, Mr. and Mr. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly? Rolly Polly.
Oh, that's so cute.
Constable Roll Bates said nothing to report on the street, sir.
What a great witness he's going to be.
Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir. Oh.
No.
Good night. It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then we went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him clear as day. Even though it was night.
It was foggy, too.
It was foggy. It was a dark and stormy night.
It was middle of the day, actually. It was a dark and stormy day. Well, this extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in summonation examination will be quashed.
It's death. I want to say no. It's death
No.
no. Or it's death no. Death no. It's death no, in fact. Because all the alternative was never valuable in the first place.
What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary, too.
Oh, knell is the sound
Rolling.
of like a funeral bell. Anyway, oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that.
Gosh, the life of London Bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under the oath without a doubt of the accused, Mr. Sosuke Natsume.
Yes.
And one of these witnesses is a policeman, nonetheless. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense. Commence cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. Examination. Okay. Hold it! No time to change after work, you say. Are you also a member of the police, Miss Beat? Or Mrs. Beat? Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you can probably see why the children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you? I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling?
What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station when I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. That's suspicious.
Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you'd finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir, yeah. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But police is my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end.
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir. Proof I'm a London copper. There's the noble founding principles of the force written on it. As a reminder to us police, blah, blah, blah. As a reminder to us policemen of our sworn duty to patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the pulling of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure.
So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it, then?
But, sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. As Miss Beat puts it up, being married to a bubby like me, I want to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh,
He's
so
gonna be so
cute!
mad when they end up being the murderers.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly! Oh my
They
gosh,
remind
they're
me.
gonna be murderers!
They remind me of the couple in like Ocarina of Time that spin around,
Oh
and if you go talk to them,
yeah!
they're like, "Oh, my beautiful prince, as handsome as the king. Oh, my beautiful princess, as lovely as Princess Zelda,"
Oh my
and
gosh.
stuff like that.
I cry.
Oh, what a charming couple! Their young love is such a joy to behold.
If a little over the top, perhaps? Oh, they're not married at all!
And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Hold it! Two silhouettes? That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction.
Something off.
There was a rather plump figure, followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man.
Oh no.
What?
I think it might be the man in the brown uniform. Not the one who works on the road, but the other one.
One of the
Oh, it's
jurors?
not showing them. Yeah, you think it's Bruce Fairplay?
Go farther. I thought I saw some more cards.
Yeah, no, it's just Baron and the two witnesses. Do you think it's juror number one?
It's not juror number one. It's.
Oh,
I want to say number 3.
Bowl cut dude?
Oh, juror number 3?
I think so.
The dude with a bowl cut?
Yeah, the bulb cut guy.
Oh.
Because
And
he's
that does
tall and he's
sound like
funny.
And that does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume. Natsume is not thin and scraggly, though.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
And
If
you're
anything,
certain of that all the time, that there was nobody else nearby.
you would think he'd be a little shorter, since if he is Oriental, they're kind of shorter. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see. There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? Ah, yes, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground, but Briar Road is dead straight and you could see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians.
Before sleep takes a firmer, you answer, please, Mr. B. Are you quite sure that what you found, what you just, no, are you quite sure of what you just said?
Yes, sir. As a couple who spends all day, every day, keeping watching the streets, I swear to it, sir. I love her sparkly eyes.
Oh my gosh.
So, she's so obsessed with them.
As I'm sure as my love for Patricia is true.
Oh my god.
Aww.
They are the Legend of Zelda couple.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly. Oh my gosh. They're still maintaining there was no one else other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly.
Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed.
Hold it! Scattered something? What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Yoink!
He's got such sleepy eyes. What? Ah, yes, that's right. Some old books. I see. All the books. Yes, sir. The couple had dropped a number of them all around the victim lay on the pavement. Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed. Hold it! Don't be racist. Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without the question, sir. The moustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose. Everything.
Any more insults that you want to throw in? That's right. He looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away. I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here.
May I remind the court that
You know
the
how many corrupt
Ambiguous.
cops they are?
the unembrogged testimony comes from the policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought he passed out. I was like, what the frick?
Goodbye, world. Hold it. Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one, after all. Isn't that right, my darling? Yoinkus!
Well, yeah, that's right. Asked Miss Beat to go. I was off duty by that point, but a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but What do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat, so I told Patricia to wait at the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked them for help from the bobby on duty. There is nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know.
To frame murder.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved in the action of two model citizens.
Oh, please. You're making us blush. Isn't he, darling?
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir.
Let's move on, shall we?
I feel like he's gonna pass out one of these times.
To fall over onto Patricia.
Hold it! But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the grass street lamps, would you?
Oh!
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. Dang,
Oh, poor Rolly.
Don't murder your husband. The light from the street lamps is more than enough. My husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Yes, and what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, alright, I take your point. Now could you stop shaking your husband about?
Poor Rolly.
The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was the little Japanese man we saw. Little? You mean tall? Didn't you say tall?
Wow, yeah, it was the accused, no mistake. The moustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir.
As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any questions. It was Tosuki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony?
You want to know what's funny?
I think it's third.
I think they're describing Mr. Fairbanks.
Is that the third guy?
It's the first guy.
Oh, the first guy?
Because he's also got a mustache. He's very tall and lithe.
Yeah, and then cause oh my gosh.
And it also showed him wearing a hat or something, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, and Soseki is a little bit shorter.
Yeah. What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
What if it was the actor that lived above him?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
We're always there's so many characters that I completely forget about. You could dress up. So if that's true, where does it leave us?
Members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no! Then what should we do?
If Kazuma-sama were here,
What are you trying to say?
I think he would try and find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean, somewhere else?
Their statement about saying Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict their facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh, right.
Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in the statement somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
Why do I always seem to be so up against it? Mr. Lawyer, sir? Can I ask you something? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so it seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. What? No. Oh no, it's really not that at all. My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything. Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I could tell you names of every single one I could. Every single one. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
We're about to prove her wrong with the list of books.
I know. No, it won't do it all.
That will do, Miss Beat.
That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Oh, what are you capable of? Even I
Causing murder with her husband.
Stabbity. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will. I really don't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fist down.
Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Miss Beat.
Oh, his wig got snatched.
Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Okay. Yeah.
That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? Okay, tell us the name of the books. Hold it. Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say.
Those purchased by the accused at a nearby second-hand bookstore.
Sorry, let me just interrupt you to look at a list of books. Okay.
I can take a picture of those.
That's fine.
Okay.
We can always, reference it.
Yeah. Those purchased by accused by a nearby second-hand bookshop on the day of the question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I am a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly.
Why wasn't he the one doing it?
And
yeah.
what was your husband doing at the time? Oh, well, he was laying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's the wife and the husband's just asleep the whole time. She just stabbed somebody,
Yeah.
he woke up and he was like, oh, that happened.
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
He works ever so hard, you know? Ever so hard, don't you, my darling? Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Sleeping in the snow.
Well, Miss Beat, seeing as you regaled the court with your tales of prowess of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you've observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? There was The Picture of Monsieur Somebody or Other, and What's It Yearnings?
Alright, well.
So far, so good. And then there was A Meal for Someone, and the last one was definitely The Thingamy Something.
There's only three. Picture for Monsieur Lecroix, A Meal for Gabarel, and Canterbury Earrings.
Uh-oh. I see. Hold it coming up. You see? Yes, I see there are one or two holes in your memory. Oh, well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene of the titles along those lines. Put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted.
It can't.
Oh my gosh! Oh my
Anyone who
gosh!
upsets my Patricia will have
He
for me
shot
to
a
answer.
gun in a courtroom!
Anyone who upsets my Patricia will have me to answer for.
What's that
Don't trust him with a gun.
Terrifying! Thank you, Van Zeeks.
Terrifying.
Yes, she really is. They both are. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? Finally.
What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
Well, I hate to admit it, but I think a good testimony.
Do you need a nap, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, this has been the longest case of my life. It does
15
seem as
minutes.
though
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. They say they saw, they see, saw.
Seesaw.
Seesaw by the seashore. Okay.
And that's declare 15-minute break time. Oh wait, no, my bad. Nap time.
Could you?
I'll finish
Mr.
up this
Natsume.
and then I have work to do.
Alright.
Right.
Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I
Zeke's
feel the
gotta go
same.
suck some blood out of people. He's busy. He has a busy schedule.
He was the true culprit.
Yeah. I'm a very busy man and I haven't all day.
What is that from?
Ariel. Or the Little Mermaid. It's
Oh, yeah.
Ursula. I'm a very busy woman and
I haven't got all
day.
day. So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no! And then what do we do now?
If Kazuma-sama were here.
Oh, here we go.
Contradiction somewhere else. Their statement about things unequivocal, calling it a question, contradicts, you might discredit them. Alright. Put it simply, must.
Oh, why must life be so cruel to me? Alright.
The 4 books.
There were
Huh,
3 books.
You
3.
fool! It was 3.
Objection! In the name of the moon, I'll punish you. So you're saying that there were 4 books? That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thingamagummy something.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. Thingamagummy. But there is a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no! What? What flaw?
Whoa, aggressive.
Smash.
Simply that. At the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
I loved that animation.
I know. What? This is a receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books. Oh no, it's gonna be her book, isn't it?
Oh, it
Your
is.
book? Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed. Yeah, hold that sword. Only 3? But no, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books. Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly
I
see
love the
from this
music
evidence
for
as
this.
well, there were only 3 books. But I just don't believe it. I saw them there, I swear it. I saw them.
Oh, I love your voice acting. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
It totally
No,
fits the
madam.
character too.
I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Murderer.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No!
Yeah, see, you see the first guy in the first seat.
Objection.
My wig!
It's plainly evident that it is your powers of dedication cannot be relied
Deduction.
upon. Deduction. That is the powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend.
You mean Herlocks?
What?
More wine.
Which can't be denied, as these two witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact you know very well you could have no hope of disproving. So, you've striven to avert attention from that by a dint of some inconceivable or I can't read.
Inconsequential
Inconsequential
discrepancies.
discrepancies. I cannot read today.
It's okay.
Would that be fair?
He sees right through me. He sees into my soul.
Notice me, senpai! But
You
your
have been
plan.
noticed.
How can you see into my... Wake me up, wake me up.
But your plan is somewhat recoiled against.
What are you talking about?
It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast.
He's gonna break it again.
To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony. In every respect.
Oh!
I love her eyes.
You see, the matter is not up for debate.
Oh, but it can be. I will make it up for debate.
At the scene of Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
This is the updated report.
Objection! But what about the photographic print? What about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books.
Quite right.
Dead
Only
bodies lying
3
on
can
top of
be
the 4th
seen
one.
in the print.
That print? You mean to say? I knew it. She's laying on top of
Updated.
it. Oh, she threw
He's
it!
flung
No!
Allow me to present another. The one that shows the victim's hand. Oh, look at me. I'm Edgeworth. I'm so badass.
Oh my gosh.
That was what's his face's book. The one that got burned.
That is the Lion's Pride. Oh, what the heck?
And it's even
What's
got a
going
burn
on
mark.
here?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Be suspicious.
Be suspicious.
It's the 4th book.
As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden in view from the original print by the victim's torso.
No. No! This is all
Ooh,
unfair.
there's harpsichord playing. Order! Order!
There, you see? You see? Look at that. Look. Yes. Just like I said. Isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir.
Let us study the receipt of the books purchased by the accused on the day in the question.
But it wasn't purchased. It was the burnt one.
Miss B,
Okay.
the titles once again, if you please.
Oh, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other?
The picture of Monseigneur Lacroix.
Monsieur Lecoq.
What's the yearnings?
Canterbury Yearning.
A meal for someone?
A meal for Gabarorou, in fact. And the court has just heard the witness members, the
Oh my god.
flawlessly, save for the few minor details. Miss Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Flawless, Pacifica's flawless. Patricia, sorry.
But there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4.
There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book, that's what's shown on the photographic print.
The revolving fireplace.
Oh my gosh, no!
I'm sorry,
I just,
Council, but that
I
does
don't
not...
know why. I just want to stand while I'm doing this.
I know, I was standing earlier, but I had to sit down.
I'm standing.
I'm sorry, Council, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt?
Because he got it from a burning fire or something. I'm not sure how he
It's
got the
not
book.
odd at all, my lord. It was the lady's book.
Yeah.
As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belonged to the victim.
Wrong. I know who it belongs to.
The victim was holding her own book. Doi. Okay, anyway.
That one here.
I wonder, what became of that 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't the overlooked in the investigation officers at Scotland Yard.
It was Mr. Hold on. I believe.
Yeah, because it was the
He
dude
fits
who
the
likes...
stature. He has the mustache. He was slouched. He's
And he
got
has
his
weird
cat-like
eyeballs.
eyes.
Maybe his name and jury is fake? I don't know.
Excuse me.
And his wife was abusing him.
His favorite book was The Lion's Pride.
Maybe she... Hey, if she stole that book, she kind of deserved it. I would shank somebody if they stole my favorite book. I'm kidding.
Right.
Please don't
He
watch
fits
me,
It
FBI
would make
agent.
sense because his favorite book, he said he quote unquote it was burned.
Yeah, and the book is burned in the photograph.
Yeah, it's partially burnt.
He hasn't put it into the court record yet, but it's partially burnt. And as I said, he fits the description of both of their of Rolly's description.
Better than the other
Much
one,
more than
too.
him. Yeah.
I have it here as evidence.
But now it's in one piece. What the heck have you done? What kind of
Because the burnt
witchcraft?
part isn't being shown.
Oh.
You will submit the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel.
My
He accidentally knocks off his wine bottle.
just did it on purpose.
The 4th book. The 4th book.
Sounds like the title of another book.
Process exists.
Yeah, so it's burnt right there.
Gasp.
But yeah, if you look at...
Oh!
Sussy Baka!
Look at this! The book has been badly burnt.
You're right! You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently.
A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me?
I don't know, because the person who was cause of the fire owned the book.
I love being sarcastic. It's my favorite.
I know, me too. Alright, that's all we can examine.
Aw. Gumshoe isn't here to rotate our evidence for us.
You spin me right
Right
round,
round, baby,
right
right
round.
round, like a river.
Okay, I'm gonna go turn on the front room light. So
I think it was him.
Sus.
I need to get to the black toads. The problem is I don't even know where the black toads are. Oh, I missed myself. You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but fruitless. The suspicious longer route accused of belonging tried to examination, and the attempt was distorting of the witness powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
Yep.
You see, everything we've said is true. Man, this voice is like wrecking my throat. What have I done?
Yeah, it's hard to
But it fits so well, so it's like a
I
love-hate
know.
relationship.
It's worth it.
Isn't that right, my darling? Sorry.
Yes, Pat. Marry
You're
me,
like,
Pat.
I want to do it.
So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their position?
Oh, she died.
Oh, sorry.
I guess. Or the decision you've made. Is she... come back. Charisma? Is that how you say it?
Oh, sorry.
Did you die?
I kind of died. I kind of saw what was the thing I was posting.
Oh.
Or is the decision that you had to make it all too apparent already?
Oh, the gasp.
You have heard of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial runs its course.
Naruto, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precautious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now?
What do we do now?
Raise an objection. The book was on fire.
Book was on fire. Well, the thing is Ryunosuke smart enough to remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not done yet. I'm bluffing.
No, my learned friend. It's over. The last cross-examination was your final to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but I can't think of what to say.
Wow, Susato is disappointed. If I may, Lord Van Zykes, it seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Legas.
Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have audacity intervene.
Audacity.
Oh, audacity.
The
audacity. To have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
Oh.
Ah. Jerk. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
Mr. Naruto!
Flips the bird. Take this!
One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madam.
Go ahead, Miss Sato. Please. Please save me. I can't bluff.
See, I can't bluff.
Pray the insight that you can give us. What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see to fit the pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last conversation is finished. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Mr. Naruto, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their learnings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. We must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
It's the book!
It's the book!
It's the book!
It's the book!
It's the book! I keep looking at this book, and every time I can't believe how badly burnt it is.
And I can't believe what a terrible waste it is. The more I look at the damage, the more I'm sure it must have happened very recently, too.
A book damaged by fire very recently. Why does that seem significant somehow? Because I have little brain cells. My brain is on fire. Miles is on fire. I am on fire.
Miles is a robot.
Yes, I understand, and thank you, Miss Sasato. Thank you. This is it. Sasato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste.
Susato gets murdered next trap. I don't know. I really hope not.
Rip. Everyone already got murdered first. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
The book.
The book.
Book. Just feel like he's one of those people who just keeps randomly shouting at random times.
I know. Just book. Take that! The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene.
I didn't select that.
The fourth book, found in the victim's hand.
Objection. We have already discussed this fourth book at length. Other than it being the victim's grasp from the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Preserving the matter further of the flagrant waste in the court's time, as you well know.
I think you had to turn it over and present the burn.
Maybe. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel. I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I'm afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be right on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right.
Literally, flip the book over, guys. Calm down. So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case in which the fourth book conceals?
Come on, we don't have Gumshoe here. We need people's help to turn things over, okay? We can't do it ourselves. Got it!
We may not have guns, but we have Herlock Sholmes.
We have Herlock Sholmes to turn our evidence. I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back? What do you... Good gracious!
He
It's been
lost
burned to a
his
crisp.
wig. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is so clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Oh, their scarf's connected!
Objection. Unnatural, you say? And what of it, Nipponese friend?
Oh!
Were I to concede, to the point of the bearer's relation to the case, there's nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert the fire damage and a veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray do enlighten us on what truth does the charred book have to provide?
We're gonna totally out Mr. Garradeeb and his wife.
Just freaking beat him with the book.
A charred book. There is just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out.
Oh my goodness.
It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try.
I call on Herlock Sholmes to prove me when is this?
Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Counsel. Explain this theory of yours.
It's a game theory! My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. About the book's owner.
I beg your pardon?
Then beg. But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers.
Goodness gracious, how could you possibly?
Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. He looks like he has a migraine to he's having a headache. But
He's
do
secretly a
blooded so
Psyduck.
long.
but do remember the members' jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry.
Oh, the maid certainly will. Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of the trial. So tell the court, who do you claim the owner of this book?
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I gotta restart the recording because I'm running out of time.
Okay.